All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's Kinninigan. Before I have a meltdown and throw my fucking computer out the window, I just want to rant here. I'm tired of this bullshit in the United States anymore. Um, yeah, just like clockwork, another distraction in the media. Here's what I'm upset about. What is being done about the Epstein files? When are we going to start arresting pedophiles? Period. All of a sudden, it's like every other fucking day. And believe me, look, I'm not against the murder of any women, but this just seems too, quote unquote, convenient to me. Just like with George Floyd, we found out that he had ties to the Black Prince, all Freemason. Yeah, talking about the Freemason. He's like to sit on your high goats all day, talking about we're the mortar that hold the bricks of civilization together. Well, why can't you send a fucking Masonic delegation to Minnesota and settle this shit out? What's going on there with politicians or whatever? You're supposed to be, we don't worship Lucifer. We're trying to better human civilization. Yeah, you know what? I'm sick of this. So that's just my rant. Sorry. Well, you shouldn't. I'm not apologizing. You shouldn't apologize. It admits guilt. I'm upset because it seemed, whether it's Maduro, which we found out was pre-planned well in advance, and um, now we got other stories coming out about Maduro, where the whole arrest of him was planned by our own CIA, and that's why there wasn't any whatever. And then, just like clockwork, we had this corruption scandal break in Minnesota with the Quality Leering Center, which is how I know it was bullshit. Because listen, just like take the name Adam Lanza, the infamous false flag shooter. Every false flag done by the Freemason always has double letters in the name. This is how they do Masonic coding, just like Erica Kirk. And the Quality Leering Center, the word learning was missing the N, which is the double letter in that word. That's when I knew that the whole fucking thing was a Masonic game. That Nick Shirley was probably a low level Freemason. The guy walking around with him was probably a Master Mason. And even that liberal that was screaming at them in the parking lot was probably a pre planned Eastern Star. Tim Walz is probably a Freemason. This mayor of Minnesota talking about get the fuck out of our city, ICE is probably a Freemason. Mamdani from New York is a. All right, so I'm going to have a breakdown here. Because it's not all secret societies I have a problem with, believe it or not. I'm trying to calm down here. If any of you remember, infamously, I made a video about Aleister Crowley and the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn a few years back. And actually, the Golden Dawn had a fucking sense of humor about it. They made a video for me called We Are Not Reptilian Illuminati. It was by Dave Griffin from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. I have a copy of that video. That video was made for me. At least they had a sense of humor about me exposing them. But, I'm getting sick of the arrogance of Zionists. And every time, they will do whatever. I'm telling you right now, pedophilia is going to be their downfall. And I'm just getting sick of this. This all seems pre-planned to me. Now they're talking about there's going to be riots again. Bullshit. Okay. Um, I just can't take this anymore. This is human civilization in 2026, right? Maybe they did found the country, but I'm getting to the point. What the fuck do we need half these members of secret societies in our government for anyway? You can't do anything to fix human civilization, apparently. Um, and it just seemed like I see exactly what's going on here. This is anything to distract people from talking about the Epstein files. And I just see right through all this bullshit. And just like clockwork, every Masonic YouTube channel shill out there, they got their new talking points for today. Now it's the Minnesota riots. Last week it was fucking Maduro. Before that, that was the other thing. The Charlie Kirk story fell apart real quick. Yeah, gee, I wonder why. So it seems like they can't even get their false flag psyops done right anymore. It's like one thing after the other. They can't do it anymore. I think I think there's some divine intervention going on. Personally, I wouldn't doubt it. But these people, this is yeah. I didn't know if you knew that. Many years ago, George Floyd had connections to Black Prince Hall Freemasonry. Just yeah, the more you know. That was pre-planned, all of it, and that and every time I turn on the news, they're always invoking their favorite Greek god, which is amazing. Why are Jews so obsessed with Greek gods in the first place? I'm talking about chaos, chaos ensuing. Yeah, did you know that the Greek god Chaos is also mentioned in the Kabbalah, which is interesting because that means that the Kabbalah wasn't actually written by Jews. Just saying. I know why Chaos is mentioned in there because whatever. So yeah, that's my rant today. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. I'm gonna throw my fucking computer out the window. I swear. This is why well, let's see. Um, yeah, anyone want to buy me a pack of cigarettes? Let's see. Let me see. I got 5 cigarettes left. Isn't that good? I always gotta ask. I have a few lectures that I'm going to be doing. Um, I'm just waiting to stock up on supplies. Honestly, but it's like I can't take it anymore. Every day, my YouTube feed. But you know what? I actually don't get too mad about those. I was going to say, half of my YouTube feed is AI generated bullshit content, like Tartaria and Flat Earth by AI. It's comical. Um, and then the other half is just, whatever the false flag du jour of the day, for a human civilization that's been around for thousands of years and we're supposedly evolved and we're the apex of intelligence on this planet. No, we're not. Because every day, I mean, what is this? There is more bullshit going on in modern times than any other time in human history. I mean, this is pathetic. And I see right through the bullshit because I know that all the people involved are all working together. They could play fucking Democrat and liberal, far right MAGA and far right liberal all day, but I see right through the bullshit. And there's only, I cover reptilians for a living, and actually the reptilians aren't that bad. They do what they do because they're parasites, but they're, okay, but this shit just, it's getting fucking ridiculous. And then they're going to sit there and preach on their high goats all day about what we need to do. We're the racists, we're the sexists, we're the misogynists, we're the this, we're the that, back and forth with name calling, and it's just whatever. When I heard about this thing happening in Minnesota, like I said, the last thing I want to see is women being. I don't want to see anyone being killed, but it just smelled like bullshit. The whole thing, too convenient. That's all I'm saying. The woman was supposedly from quote unquote out of state, a protest, whatever, and I don't know. This is human civilization in 2026. Like I said, none of these secret societies that claim to be working on behalf of human civilization or to better mankind, they can't do a goddamn thing about anything, can they? What do we need them for? Yeah, they'll do anything to keep those Epstein files covered up, though, right? I'm not the only one angry about this either. I'm speaking for quite a few people that I follow, and they're saying the same things in their videos. Oh, how convenient. Nobody's talking about the Epstein files anymore, are they? Oh, how convenient. We had this Minnesota fraud shit come up. We had the Charlie Kirk assassination. Now we got a shooting in Minnesota. Now they're planning riots. Whatever. And then you got Tim Walz saying he's going to listen. I used to be in the National Guard. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, if Tim Walz thinks he's going to call the Minnesota National Guard to stop federal law enforcement, he's out of his mind. And yes, the National Guard can refuse orders. Those are illegal orders. Just saying. And I don't even trust him. I'm willing to bet he is a Freemason. And this is just all some fucking big show to them. You know, whatever they could do. So no one's how many arrests of deep state people have there been since Trump has taken office? Because when Joe Biden made it to office, they were hunting down MAGA grandmas who took the walking tour on January 6th, hunting everyone down that was there in the Capitol on January 6th. Yet we can't arrest one person that's been to Epstein Island. Yeah, bullshit. It's pretty fucking disgusting when the United States of America in 2026, you're considered a bigger criminal by the government if you take a walking tour of the Capitol during a planned Fedsurrection than if you actually went to Epstein Island and humped small children. Yeah, tell me that I'm wrong. And Freemason, you better get your shit in order. I'm really going to start making videos exposing your bullshit too. Specifically, how I did have a lecture planned for that. Without a doubt, I'm going to prove that they are into reptilian worship. Period. But like I said, now everyone's conveniently forgetting about. They had a. It's like one thing they do. People figure out it's bullshit. They start asking questions, and all of a sudden something else pops up. Now, whatever. This is why I try to look. I try to stay away from this stuff, but it just keeps popping up in my fucking YouTube feed all day. Swear to God, if YouTube, I'm warning you right now. If one more video from Benny Johnson or Tim Pool shows up in my YouTube feed, I keep telling them I'm not interested. Keep these fucking shills off my YouTube feed. I don't care what Ben Shapiro, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, or any of these other Zionist kooks. You know, they're making a better living than I am. All right, just saying. This is what I get for not joining the dark side, but it's all right. I still have my soul. At least you don't. You fucking sold your soul out for Zion. And I'm getting, yeah, and all of a sudden now all your videos are popping up in my YouTube feed because now you got your new talking points. Yeah, because shit fell apart with Charlie Kirk. Shit fell apart with Minnesota fraud stuff. Now conveniently, there's a shooting in Minnesota. Oh, yeah, human beings. We're such an advanced, superior race, aren't we? I'm saying that to be snarky. Because I do know who's holding back human development, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I can prove that reptilians are ruling this planet. Because humans are never going to evolve and become what we're supposed to be in the universe if we keep having to deal with Mickey Mouse bullshit like this every day. I'm sick of this divide and conquer bullshit. If you know about what they're doing, it should get you angry. Because you'll have a Freemason who acts like he's a Republican on one side trying to have a fucking argument in Congress with a Democrat who's also a Freemason on the other side. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Grow the fuck up. Alright? And then they'll sit there calling you a conspiracy theorist all day or, yeah, let me go address Congress. Yeah, let me go down to Congress and address all the Freemason in Congress. I should. How soon do you think it is before they kick me out or arrest me? I'm not scared of them. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, That's what I'm gonna call this video. Yeah, don't forget about the Epstein files. It's exactly what I see is going on here. Anything they could do to distract from but God forbid you took the walking tour on January 6th to cover up for Joe Biden's stolen election, right? Oh yeah, they'll find you in a New York minute. Fly to fucking Epstein Island 50 times, and yeah, you're still walking free, aren't you? Well, you know, something's got to change soon. We can't keep doing this. I'm not the only one who's going to start losing my sanity either. There's other people that are just as mad as I am about how conveniently no one's talking about Epstein files anymore. So yeah, now we have another whatever, whatever the fuck's going on in Minnesota. Anyway, any questions or comments? Leave them below. You want to support the channel? Uh, all the links are in the description. Don't worry, I'll try not to have a heart attack. Although I'm not going to guarantee that one. I get I get emotional. I'm a Leo. I can't help it. And we're known. Yeah, I'm like just like a cat. I can get a little feisty, but I'm better off when I'm just left alone. Not bothering anyone. But nobody likes when the lion roars, right? And everyone gets scared. I know. Anyway, any questions or comments? Look, I didn't forget about the Epstein files. I just this, if you've noticed, the shit that's going on is happening with more frequency now. Ever since September 10th, when Charlie Kirk got shot, we're only up to January. Charlie Kirk gets shot. Oh shit, this is all falling apart. Uh-oh, they're on to us. Everyone knows that Erica Kirk was doing child trafficking in Romania, and she might not even be a woman. She never mentions the name Jesus. Oh, we found a video with a monarch butterfly tattooed on her ass. Oh, we found this, whatever. And then they start releasing the Epstein files. Start to, right? They release a bunch of fucking pictures that of Epstein hanging with Michael Jackson. I'm like, what are you going to do? What are you going to exhume Michael Jackson's dead body and put him on trial for pedophilia? Like, what are we doing here? Why are you posting pictures of dead people with Epstein? Like, what are you going to exhume their bodies and put them on trial? We don't need pictures. We need people being arrested. And that's what, sadly, in the bigger scope of things, I think it says a lot for human civilization on the way we treat our own children, or the people that are supposed to be our leaders treating our own children. Yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms to open up. There's a few ways you can judge a a civilization in general. One of them comes from Star Trek. I am a sci-fi fan. You could judge a civilization by their art and their culture. We don't have any fucking art anymore, okay? I don't know if you've seen what's been going on with Hollywood. They can't make fucking movies anymore. They can't make TV shows. They screwed that up. This is why everything coming out anymore is just a remake of other things that were made previously. They can't come. We have AI trying to do things. AI does not have the human touch. It will never be as good as a human artist. And now it's like they think they're just going to keep distracting people with all these fucking events that pop up, conveniently pop up. Then when we find out that one event is bullshit and it starts spreading around the internet, all of a sudden something, very conveniently, something else will pop up. And I'm telling you what that next event is going to be. It's going to be riots. Then someone's going to get killed in said riots. And then there's going to be more riots. Whatever. Hey, but as long as people aren't talking about the Epstein files, right? I guess that's all. our goat riding Masonic leaders in government, and our Zionist. Yeah. So anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.